On the 26th of July, 2022, 5 months almost to the day after Vladimir Putin commenced his invasion of Ukraine, Yuri Borisov, the head of Roscosmos, Russia's equivalent of NASA, announced that Russia would terminate its involvement with the International Space Station once the current contract expires in 2024. "I think that by this time we will start putting together a Russian orbital station," he said in a recommendation to Putin, to which Putin is reported to have responded, "Good." Borisov insisted there were no political aspects to this decision, a flat-out impossibility in Putin's Russia, whose space industry is currently under heavy sanction by the US and its allies. It was potentially ruinous news for the station because, since the space shuttle was retired, Russian propulsion systems have been used to maintain the station's orbital altitude. In March 2022, Borisov's predecessor, Dmitry Rogozin, claimed that without Russian cooperation, the ISS would fall to Earth over Europe or America. While this is unlikely, the US space shuttle replacement, the Cygnus, doesn't have the precision to compensate for the loss of the Soyuz. The Russian component also included one of the bathrooms, which has led some to ask if it could be rented. Wars are not supposed to spread into space. Not yet, anyway. Space is meant to be a universal commons, to be used, in the words of the literally immortal lunar plaque, in peace for all mankind. Article 9 of the Outer Space Treaty, to which Russia is signatory, demands that all activities in space be conducted with due regard to the corresponding interests of others. It's fair to say that Russia's decision was not in the spirit of that article. Welcome to my second video celebrating World Space Week, when I offer you, the average denizen of planet Earth, reasons for you, personally, to care about space. My first reason, it can kill you, was germane but not exactly inspirational. So here's the second reason. It is literally above it all. On September 21st, 2 months after Russia's declaration, a US astronaut and 2 Russians left Earth for the ISS on a Russian flight from the famous Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan. And then, on the 4th of October, yesterday as of writing, Sergei Kirkorov, head of Russian human spaceflight, announced in English that Roscosmos had begun to discuss extending our participation in the ISS program with our government and hope to have permission to continue next year. He admitted that plans to construct a new Russian space station could not proceed quickly and that we will keep flying until we have any new infrastructure. And on the 5th of October, today, Anna Kikina, the only working female Russian cosmonaut, and only the 5th ever, successfully launched aboard a SpaceX rocket, the first time a Russian has launched aboard an American spacecraft since 2002. When you each are flying the other's crew members, you know that you have a huge responsibility that you're promising to the other country, said NASA Associate Administrator Kathy Loiters. And she's right. It is too early to say what Kirkorov's statement bodes for the future. Its details were as vague as the previous declaration to sever ties. No date has been set for the plan, and given how far things could go on the ground, it's probably best not to guess. Space has always been entwined in mankind's hope for the future. It's nice to know that, even in the darkest of times, a spark of that hope still exists.